welcome back. If you're new, thanks for stopping in. My name is Jessica. I'm a mother of 4, and on my channel, I like to do a lot of cleaning motivation. We're slowly starting home projects since it's starting to warm up. So if you like that kind of content, please consider subscribing down below. It's completely free. This year, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. So I would really appreciate you liking this video, sharing it to your friends, subscribing down below. It's totally free. But in this video, I'm doing a little bit of everything like always. Here I started by putting some vinegar in the washing machine. I just wanted to do the clean cycle. I don't know when the last time this was cleaned at all, honestly. It was given to us and it's kept in good condition. We used it at our old house and it works great, but I just like to clean it every once in a while with vinegar just to break up any of the gunk. But now we're going to switch over to doing some dishes. But let me know down below how the weather is where you're at, because I'm really excited for today, which is Thursday. Right before I get the kids off to school, they're actually getting ready while I'm doing this voiceover. And so I got to hurry and take them to school soon. But today is going to be the first day that Oregon hits 80 degrees where I live. And I'm so stinking excited about it because I just want to be outside. I might go donate plasma, or I might push it off till tomorrow. But either way, I'm going to be outside at some point. I don't know what I'm going to be doing out there, but that'll be in my next video. So I'm super excited for that. I just wanted to get the voiceover done for this one so that way I can restart my next video for next week, since I work full time as well as doing this on the side just as a hobby. Eventually I would like to make it more of a job type of thing, but right now that's not even a possibility. But I also did hear, and I'm so excited, it's not confirmed yet, but there's been whispers about that there's going to be openings at the high school that I used to work at, and I'm so excited because I really want to go back. I like my job now, but it was a pay cut, and I don't want to say that we're struggling, but we can't just get up and go and do whatever we want. Like, things have to be planned out now, which isn't bad at all, because honestly, I'm a homebody anyways, so it doesn't really bother me too much. But I can't go and do like my Lowe's trips or buy myself coffee every once in a while. Like, I just don't have money for that, which is fine. That's just spoiled problems, I guess. But we also might be getting my 16-year-old son a car from one of my friends, and so that's pretty exciting because then we'll all have a vehicle, well, 3 vehicles, and then he won't have to constantly be taking mine, which is going to be nice, and his will be way better on gas mileage than my truck. So that'll be nice, so that way he doesn't waste all of my gas to get to work and back. So there's plus sides coming up in the future. Hopefully it won't be too far in the future, but either way, I feel much better that it's slowly starting to work out. And in a couple weeks, we finally get to go on our first camping trip that we do every single year with our friends. And so that's super exciting. And yeah, lots of stuff. Okay, so now I'm just starting a fire on this morning. It wasn't freezing. It was about 62 in our house, which isn't horrible, but the girls were cold. I'm always cold, so I figured I may as well, since I had cardboard that needed to be burnt anyways. And our house is super insulated, so I just wanted a little fire, get rid of some recycling, and have it warm up just enough so that way they could finish getting ready for school, and then I just let it die down. It wasn't that big of a deal. But let me know what you guys use for heating. We do have central air, and so during the summertime when it gets warmer, we will use that for air conditioning just because the solar panels collect so much energy that it'll kind of still be basically no power being used. When we first saw the house and I saw the wood burning stove, I got so excited because we've always wanted one, because I really want to cut down on power bill and everything else since it's super expensive. And this house is super insulated, so it works perfectly. I know I say it in every video, but this house truly is a blessing, and I don't want to live anywhere else. Eventually, I would like to have like a little mini farm, but that takes property, and we just couldn't do that right now. And so, honestly, I could see us living here forever. Even without a little farm, I could still get some chickens, which we'll probably do next year. But it it's just a nice, cozy little home. Eventually, I do want to get some new to us furniture. I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace and there's been a few things, but nothing that's not super worn out or anything, because as you can tell on the bottom of our couch, my dog tore it. And so that's a little frustrating. The cats tore open the back of the cushion, and that's why it's sagging right behind my arm, because they opened it up and they like to crawl in there and pull out all the stuffing. So that's been interesting. But here I was just taking apart the kids' Lego table. The bottom was starting to fall out and all the Legos would fall through the crack. So I took off the little Lego boards from the top of it so that way we could save that and they could still build their towns and stuff. But I figured since it was taking up so much room on her floor, I just needed to get rid of it. I didn't want to waste time on fixing it, because anytime that she was in her room, she would be sliding it around to get it out of the way for wherever she wanted to be anyways. So since I like containers and I have an abundance of them, I found one that was big enough for all the Legos to fit into it. And that way it could just go into the hall closet and they could pull it out when they want to play with them, because they don't play with them all the time anymore anyways. It's just little spurts that they go through, or when their little cousins are over. And so I just wanted to make room in her bedroom so that way she wouldn't have to keep moving it around. So I just took it apart, put it in the garbage can, and then gave her another chunk of room in her bedroom for floor space. But let me know what projects you guys are working on. I've been slowly going through stuff and donating and doing all of that, because honestly, we have way too much stuff. And being in this house, it makes me feel like we have an abundance of a lot of stuff. And eventually, I'll have a pile of stuff that I'm going to be trying to sell to make a little bit of extra money, but I don't quite have enough yet. I mean, I do, but we still need to go through our shop and the sheds, and I know that there's plenty of other stuff that we can get rid of in there. And so here I was just trying to have my son help me take it apart, which he is very helpful, but he's a typical teenage boy and doesn't really want to do a whole lot, but he did pretty good. I did end up whacking him a couple times with taking it apart, and I felt really bad. Like right there, I smacked his foot. I didn't mean to, but it kind of just fell apart. And then I gave myself a sliver, so it all evened out in the end. But let me know what some of the projects are that you're working on.
kinda adore you, but don't get too proud. You're like my favorite snack, I won't say it out loud. I won't say you're perfect, we all know you're not. But hey, you're the best kind of way that I got. Your song's stuck in my head, it's on repeat. The awkward dance I do, but only on your street. I won't say you're perfect, we all know you're not. But hey, you're the best kind of weird that I got. I kinda adore you, but don't get too proud. You're like my favorite snack, I won't say it out loud. I won't say you're perfect, we all know you're not. But hey, you're the best kind of weird that I got. Your song's stuck in my head, it's on repeat. The awkward dance I do, but only on your street. I won't say you're perfect, we all know you're not. But hey, you're the best kind of weird that I got. In a world full of ordinary, you're my playful dream, turning everyday moments into a sparkling scene. I won't say you're perfect, I won't say you're perfect, we all know you're not. But hey, you're the best kind of weird that I got. I kinda adore you, but don't get too proud. I won't say you're perfect, we all know you're not. I kinda adore you, but don't get too proud. I won't say you're perfect, we all know you're not. But hey, you're the best kind of weird that I got.
So here I'm just finishing cleaning up the kids' bathroom. It wasn't too horrible, but the toilet gets gross. I don't know if it's we have hard water or our piping or what, but their toilet gets a little more yellowish brownish color than our old toilet, so I just wanted to scrub that out and get that all cleaned up. And then I noticed that they had some toothpaste in the sink still. Do your kids do that too? I don't understand why it's so difficult for them. I try to remind them as they're brushing their teeth to just rinse out the toothpaste when they're done, but for some reason they struggle with that. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was wiped down and smelling fresh, and there was no more toothpaste spit all over the handles or anything like that. I know I definitely need to come in here and, well, eventually I want to get a new vanity and mirror for this bathroom, just because it's an older one and it's not bad, but the drawer's breaking and all of that other stuff. So I wanted to get that all wiped down at least, and then eventually be able to replace it. But here I needed to get the dishes done from dinner, because I don't honestly remember what day this was. I record so many times throughout the week, and it's all in little spurts that I can't remember. I feel like this was on a Friday, and I was trying to get everything done before my husband got home from work. He does a really good job at making sure everything is straightened up before he goes to work, so I try to show the same respect and have it all done before he gets home from work. Since I do leave at 5:30 the next morning to go to work and gone all day, I don't want him to have to wake up and immediately start cleaning and doing all of that. So I try to show him the same respect he does for me, and we do work really well as a team. We are also both a little OCD, so we don't like having messes everywhere. I've kind of let go a little bit more just because I'm burnt. After having 4 kids, my body is definitely not the same. I don't have the motivation like I used to. Obviously, when it's nicer outside, then I have more motivation. It just makes me in a better mood and stuff. But there are definitely days where I just don't want to do anything, and I will let the house get, I don't want to say trashed, but I won't be on the kids about picking up toys and all of that stuff throughout the day. I'll just have them do it all at night, and then they get mad at me because it's a big mess, and then I have to remind them that if they would clean up throughout the time, then it wouldn't be a big mess. We're still working on that, but it's a process. We'll get there eventually, hopefully. They've actually gotten a lot better with it, but they're kids, so of course they leave messes no matter what they do. Like, I just took the kids to school and my daughter was in the middle of a puzzle and asked me to just leave it there, and it's gonna drive me nuts all day long, but I'm gonna keep it on the table for her so that way she can finish it when she gets home. But it works out eventually. It'll all get cleaned up, and honestly, as long as we have a house over, or a roof over our heads, and food, and have everything that we need, then everything else honestly isn't that big of a deal. I've come to realize that I just gotta try not to stress over the little things, and it's a really big struggle for me. I have always been a stressor, so it definitely is a work in process. But let me know, are you guys stressors? Do you just go with the flow? How are you guys with all of you?
We've been fighting forever, gone over this 1,000 times before. Baby, it's now or never. A stormy rain tried to wash away the dream. Staff one, it says a worn outside, and the diner's name is California Dreams. Hey, for as long as I remember, it's been stuck inside my mind. You can't ask me to surrender when reaching for the dream keeps me alive. For as long as I remember, it's been stuck inside my mind. You can't ask me to surrender when reaching for the dream keeps me alive. Keeps me alive. For as long as I remember.
So on this day, actually, it was a couple days before this, but I had received my free sample of all-in-one paint. I've used it a couple times at our old house. I really like Beyond Paint, but I just wanted a free sample and see what the major difference is. This definitely took a lot more coats than I would have liked, but I really liked this color. It's called Evergreen, and mine and my husband's favorite color is green. I really like lime green, but that would be too much for the kitchen, and I don't want to say because he honestly doesn't care what the kitchen looks like. He doesn't care what I do to it. But I really wanted dark cabinets, and that way I could do the upper cabinets white. So here I was just doing the first coat of the paint on the little island bar countertop. I don't know what even to call it because it's part of the cabinets, but it's like an L-shaped type of thing. I don't know. Either way, I wanted it because I've been looking on Pinterest and everything else, and I saw dark green bottom cabinets with white uppers, and then they had black hardware. So that's what we're going to do. I'll end up painting those wood little, I don't even know what they're called, the little stand bar holder things. I don't know. You know what I mean. But the little wood pieces, my husband suggested that I paint those black. And so I'll do that eventually. But for now, I was too excited to not use my paint. I actually got an evergreen one, or no, this one's evergreen, an Envy one, but it looked a little too light for my liking. So then I bought a sample and got the evergreen, which I am so thankful that I got this one, because after the multiple coats that I had to do, I absolutely love it. So now I just need to save up and get more of it so that way I can finish the rest of the bottom cabinets. I still have some of the white Beyond Paint, and Beyond Paint, it has a stronger smell, I've noticed, which is fine. I can open up windows and stuff and let my house air out. But this all-in-one paint, it didn't really have much of a scent to it. Like it smelled like paint, but it wasn't an overwhelming smell. And so I really liked that part of it. Oh, I didn't even realize that my husband was playing with the dog in the background. How cute. Anyways, sorry, squirrel moment. But the dog kept wanting to come over and see what the paint was and stuff, which is fine, but I didn't want her to end up getting paint on her. So that was a little bit difficult, but in the end, it turned out so good. I'm so happy with it. Like I said, I need to get more so that way on the left side, I was able to get, I think, a little over one coat on it, but there's still little splotchy parts, so I definitely need to do another coat over that. But I learned that for these cabinets, at least, I don't know how it is on other projects because this is the first time that I've used this paint. It's easier if I go in with a paintbrush, do a quick first coat, and then use the roller and do the next coat. It is self-leveling, and it said on there that it also has like a top coat combined in it, and it has held up pretty well. I have it, it's been 2 or 3 days now since I painted it, and it looks great. I'll do a before and after photo for you guys here in a minute, but let me know what you think down below. I'm definitely excited to finish the rest of the kitchen. I just, like I said, have to save money to get more paint, but in the end, it was definitely well worth it.
Nobody told me to settle down. Day nights and late nights don't get around. But there's something about you I like. About you I like. You're crazy for saying I should slow down, but maybe I'm escaping the love we found. There's something about you I like. About you I like. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better. Guess I'm just too scared to settle down. There'd be many nights I got too high and almost left town. But there's something about you I like. About you I like. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better, yeah. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better.
Here, my daughter felt really bad because she went down a little too far and touched the baseboard, but thankfully I was able to get a wet paper towel and just wipe it off. I had to remind her that she needed to just kind of do the middle part and then I'll do around the edges. But she was so excited to be able to help me paint and she's definitely my little artsy craftsy girl. My other daughter was like, "Oh, you're painting, cool, bye," and just wanted to take off. But my little Jennifer is a very good helper. She loves helping with anything she possibly can, especially painting. They actually helped me paint a lot in the old house, and I have old videos of that posted, but she's definitely my little Minnie. She loves coming up with ideas and wants to decorate everything and anything, and I love it. At first, I was scared to be a girl mom because I always hung out with the boys. I wasn't super girly, but then I don't know. I had to learn how to be a girl mom, which wasn't horrible, and it's still not horrible. It's just different sometimes, and I have to remind myself of how I was when I was little so that way I can kind of relate to them, which is fine because they are definitely way more emotional like me than the boys ever were. So it's interesting at times, but I'm very glad that she was willing to help me and that she had fun. And then she said that she was done. So I took back over and had to try to finish it all up. And the worst part about painting for me is waiting for it to dry. It takes forever, and I'm very impatient, especially if I'm super excited to get something done. But it's okay. It worked out in the end, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I know it's definitely not for everyone, but you'll see the before and after, and I think it definitely made a huge difference. I think I'm going to end up doing the baseboards black as well and just paint all the baseboards and trim in the house black. I think that would be the best, especially for under here because we're going to be getting bar stools, and with all the dog hair and everything else, I figured that would hide dirt better than having white trim and baseboards. I know a lot of houses now do white, but I want something that's not going to show the dirt as well. And I am not a big gray person. I know there was a big trend where people liked gray and they wanted everything gray. I'm okay with little bits and pieces of gray, but my house has gray everything, which is fine for other people, but honestly, I needed to change it. It's too much. I can't do it. But let me know in the comments what your color is of your house, like the trim and the baseboards and maybe even wall colors. Let me know down below. Now that I'm working on the cabinet door, there's only about 4 minutes left, 3.5-ish. So I'm going to finish this up, and then while all of this was drying, I went into the kitchen and I started wiping down some of the walls just because next to the stove there was splashed food and all of that. And so I just wanted to make sure that I got all of that wiped up and the counters. How bad does next to your stove get? Do your walls get splattered marks and all the food and everything around it? I try not to, but now that I've been paying more attention since I do have my cleaning channel and I've been watching other creators clean up their houses, I didn't realize how bad it was, honestly. Like when I was younger and I only had the 2 boys, I cleaned, but I didn't realize how fast it accumulated. Granted, back then I was super OCD and like every little thing bothered me and all of that. So I've definitely gotten better with it, but I seriously did not realize how bad it actually got. And so, as you can see here, this is when I realized that there was food everywhere, and so I wanted to get all of that cleared out. Plus, I was trying to clean off my counters a little bit more and get my bread machine off of there and put it onto the shelf. And so I cleaned out the cabinet that was down under the bar and pulled out one of my extra crock pots and moved that out to the shop. And so that gave me enough room to move a couple other things down in there, and that way the bread machine can fit on the shelf. I really want to try to figure out the organization of this home so that way I can have clear empty counters and only have a couple things on there. But for the most part, I want it minimalized. And I know it's going to drive my husband crazy because he likes what we have, which I love it too. But I like to change things up all the time, and it drives him nuts because most of the time I do it when he's at work. And so when he gets home, the house is always different. And so it's definitely a struggle that he puts up with from me, but I love it. It's just so nice just to clear everything off and have everything look nice and clean and put away. I mean, obviously we live here, so that works, but here I'll drop in a before and after photo of the bar, and I am so thankful that you guys are watching this video. Please consider subscribing down below if you aren't already, but until next time, bye guys.